Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for the chapter Biodiversity and its conservation, and today in this video we will cover part 4. Now let's begin with the first question, which was asked in the year 2012. Okay, sacred groups are specially useful in dash. Now what do you mean by sacred groups? How can you define them? So here they have clearly mentioned it is sacred. So something that is it can be told that they are like mentioned to be holy or something like that. But here if you see, so when we say sacred, it is something that is pure or holy. That's how we see in our terms. So a sacred grove or a sacred wood or any grove of trees that are specially religious importance to a particular culture. So one thing that is unique about the Hindu culture, or when we go specific with them, they have the habit of worshipping trees. But that is one way an advantage for nature, because when you worship trees, we're not going to cut it down, right? So these sacred groups are specially useful in dash. The correct answer is option D, conserving the rare and threatened species. One thing that is, it's an advantage. Okay, it is doing, of course, if you see a religion, any god, if you say, it is only doing good for us. The same thing that can be seen for a nature also. The nature only gives us good causes. It gives us good reasons to live in. It gives us good purity in everything that we eat and everything that we are wearing, everything that we are surviving in. So, these sacred groups are especially useful in conserving rare and threatened species. Next question here. Select the correct statement about biodiversity. So now we have to analyze each option here. Can we do that? Large scale plantation of BT cotton has no adverse, so the word BT cotton itself, it is against biodiversity. Western Ghats have a very high degree of species richness and endemism. That is right. Conservation of biodiversity is just a fad pursued by developed countries. No. The desert areas of Rajasthan and Gujarat have very low level of desert animal species as well as numerous rare elements. So here if you look at the last option, they are saying they have high level of desert animal species as well as numerous rare animals. That is not possible. Now already discussed about the Western Ghats in the earlier part, where I said this is a rich place for nature, a biodiversity rich area. Western Ghat is a biodiversity rich zone along with endemism. The forests of the Western Ghats are some of the best representative of the non-equatorial tropical evergreen forest in the world. The Western Ghats have evolved into one of the richest centers of endemism owing to the isolation from the moist areas. So this is a very good importance actually. I told you it starts from the equatorial plate and it goes on to the north side or the south side. It exhibits its characters and the area coverage. So this is a good place, or the Western Ghat is rich in biodiversity. It's a rich zone with endemism also. Therefore, the right answer is option B. Next question here. A collection of plant and seeds having diverse allele of all the genes of the crop is called as stash. This is a very easy question for you. Obviously, it is not the herbarium because it's a storage. So what about germplasm? How can you describe germplasm? We have 4 options here. I told you what is herbarium. Now what do you mean by germplasm? Germplasm is the genetic material of the germ cells. Therefore, that is also not the answer. When we say genome, how can you describe genome? Genome is a haploid set of chromosomes in a gamete or microorganism or in each cell of the multicellular organism. So it's haploid. The right answer is option C, gene library. So you know what is a gene library is, right? A gene library will contain DNA fragments representing the entire genome of an organism. So the collection of alleles of genes of the crops is called the gene library, which is option C. Now to the right side, you can see the uses of gene libraries. It is to obtain sequence a gene for analysis. So you can do cloning, you can do expression amplification. Once the sequence is known, probes, primers, etc. can be synthesized for further diagnostic work. Knowledge of gene sequence also offers possibility of gene therapy. So these are some of the uses that a gene library offers. Okay, next question here. Consider the following statements each with one or two blanks. You need to fill in there. Bears go into dash during winter dash cold weather. Okay. A colonial age pyramid with a broad case represents human population. A wasp pollinating a fig flower is an example of dash. An area with high levels of species richness is known as dash. Okay, you need to, take in the right ones here. The right answer is option D, I'm telling you. The first one is hibernation. Okay, bears go into hibernation during winter to escape from the cold weather. And the third one, a colonial age pyramid with a broad base represents the expanding human population. Okay. Then what about the wasp pollinating a fig flower is an example of dash. That you don't have an answer. Okay. They have mentioned the last one, fifth one. An area with high levels of species richness is known as hotspot. Maybe the right answer for the fourth one is not given here. That's why it isn't mentioned here. So you don't have to worry. So for the fourth one, they have given commensalism, mutualism or commensalism. Okay, the right answer is option B. Next question here. Which one of the following is an example of conservation? I think all of you would have guessed what the answer is now because we already discussed about it in the part 3 and 2. Exito means it's the offsite conservation. So the right answer is seed bank. It's a conservation of the selected organism in places outside their natural homes. They include an offsite collection and gene banks. Therefore, the right answer is option B, seed bank. While in situ, if you see, on the other hand, it is the conservation of endangered species in their natural habitat. You never move away from it, but you do it in a natural habitat. Okay? Next question here. Which one of the following is not observed in biodiversity hotspots? Endemism is observed. Does accelerated species loss exhibited? Lesser interspecific competition is not observed in biodiversity hotspots. Levels of the species richness and high degree of endemism. Initially, 25 biodiversity hotspots were identified, but subsequently 9 more have been added onto it, and now the strength is 34. Okay, what does a hotspot mean? You find the species rich there, a rich site for the species to have in and enjoy their life. Okay, so which one of the following is not observed in the biodiversity hotspot is the species loss. There you will not have any species to be lost. You will only have the richness of the species. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option B. Okay, now let's move to the next question here. Okay. So look at this question here. World Summit on Sustainable Development of 2002 was held in dash. So this is a direct question. You don't have to think much. So this was held in South Africa. Okay, I'm giving you the answer here. It was held in South Africa. So the World Summit of Sustainable Development 2002 was held in Johannesburg, South Africa. So how many countries participated in it? 190 countries pledged their commitment to achieve by 2010 a significant reduction in the current rate of biodiversity loss at global, regional and local levels. Therefore, the right answer is option D. Okay, now let's move to the next question here. Okay, one of the endangered species of the Indian medicinal plants is that dash. Okay, so here if you see, you have about 4 options here. Okay, you're given 4 options here, while the first one, if you see, is Ocimum, which is, what is that actually? It's called as Ocimum basilicum. Okay, garlic, we all know. What do you mean by the third option there, which is Neptines? That is also a medicinal plant. So what are the medicinal uses of each plant? See, it is used, the first one that I'm talking about is the basil one, is the basil leaf. Ocimum is basil actually, it's called basil, and it helps to relieve cold, headache, warts, worm infections and so on. The one which is now in an endangered species, this thing is under the Indian medicinal plant, is the option D, Phodophyllum. So what do you mean by this? What is it actually? See, this is actually called as Phodophyllum hexandrum. What is it called as? Hexandrum. And it's applied directly to the skin for the removal of warts, including the plantar warts, the sexually transmitted warts. It is also used topically for treating precancerous white patches on the tongue and mouth. This is used to treat gynecological infections, especially used for this. So it will have a purple or a somewhat pinkish purplished flower. If you can see, if you can go surf it in the net, you can see. And this is a native of Afghanistan, Bhutan, northern India, Kashmir, Nepal, Pakistan, and western China. So I've given you what are the uses of this particular this particular medicinal plant. So this has actually now become the endangered species of the Indian medicinal plant, which is option D, Phodophyllum, and the full name is Phodophyllum hexandrum. Okay, next one. Identify the odd combination of the habitat and their particular animal concerned. Okay, now if you have for this you have to analyze each option here. Look at the first option. Sundarbans is concerned with the Bengal tiger, that is right. Periyar sanctuary, it is concerned with elephant, that is right. Rana of Kutch has wild ass, that is also right. But if you look at the Tachigam National Park, it does not have snow leopard. It's a park for the conservation of Hangul. What is it actually? Which is one of the India's most scenically beautiful wildlife reserves. It is located only 22 kilometers from Srinagar, the capital city of the northern state of Jammu and Kashmir, and it covers about 141 square kilometers. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option D. Okay, next question here. Which one of the following pairs of organisms are exotic species introduced in India? Okay, what do you mean by the term exotic? Maybe it's time for us to discuss that. Extraordinary, right? Exotic can be said as exotic, something extraordinary, right? That is a common meaning for exotic. Okay, now we have introduced this, the originating or the characteristic of distant foreign country. So the original meaning of exotic is foreign. Okay, it is from the originating, or it's have the characteristic of the distant foreign country. So the right answer to this question, so it's extraordinary, all that is fine, but it has to accustom itself to the new environment. Okay, it's not its natural habitat. So the exotic species are the species that have been introduced from another geographic region to an area outside its natural range. So they have to be extraordinary only. They are extraordinary only because they are actually coming out from their natural habitat and they are being accustoming itself to a new environment. The first one, which is water hyacinth, which is Lantana camara, is actually an exotic species that is introduced in India, and that is actually an exotic species actually. Okay, next question here. Which one of the following is not included under in situ conservation? In situ means off-site, where you will not have anything to do with off-site. It's like on-site, that is you go with the natural habitat. Okay, the right answer is botanical garden, keeping the endangered species of the animals in their natural habitat and you're preserving them. Therefore the right answer is option A. Next question here. Which one of the following is considered as hotspot of biodiversity in India? Already discussed one. I think I don't have to give much explanation for this because this is the third time we are hearing this question out of this chapter. Yes, the right answer is Western Ghats. It's a rich spot, or you can say biodiversity richness found in this area, which is Western Ghats. Okay. Next question here. According to the IUCN Red List, what is the status of the red panda, which is also called as Ilorens fulgens? Okay, this question was asked in the year 2005. Right? This question was asked in the year 2005. Now here, if you see, it's actually an endangered species because we all know that whenever we talk about the red list, they are in the endangered list. Therefore, the right answer is option D. So you can simply see to your right side some of the endangered species which are now critically endangered also. Okay. Next question here. One of the most important functions of the botanical gardens is that dash. So what do they actually do? Okay. Ex situ conservation means it is offsite conservation. It is a process of protecting an endangered species of the plant or an animal. And what else you do here? You also see to that you preserve them. Okay. So it is giving them the natural habitat and you preserve them. So what is it actually? They allow an ex situ conservation of germplasm. Therefore, the right answer is option C. Okay. Therefore, the right answer is option C. Now, I just want to recall with this question here, which we went back. Okay, here if you see which one of the following is not included under in situ conservation. I have read the question in a wrong manner, I think. I just want to correct it before I end the video, because here they are asking us which is not included in the in situ. So when it is not included, it is botanical garden. I said in situ means it is on site. You will not change the animal or the species from their natural habitat. In fact, you will keep them growing along with their natural habitat. So botanical garden is in fact the right answer, but maybe I think I read the question in a wrong manner. Sorry for that, but I'm rectifying it. I'm telling that it is not under. Okay, so it is very important that you read the question properly. This is one good example that you can identify today here. So this question, if you see, it is asking one of the most important functions of the botanical gardens. It is actually an ex situ preservation, because you take out from their natural habitat, you preserve them, you conserve them. So this allows an ex situ conservation of the germplasm. Okay, so with this we complete the part 4 of biodiversity and conservation. We will all meet up in the last part of the same chapter in the next video. Thank you.